Hello.
Hey everybody, welcome to Wolf Den Live, episode 23, the E3 pre-show, and some other things.
You know, when I saw 23, I was like, hey, that's my age. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Very much isn't.
Nope. Because nobody
26, everybody.
nobody likes you when you're 23.
Turning 27. Yes, that's the one.
And nobody takes you seriously when you're 24. That's a Von Bondi song.
Guys, look at this coffee I made myself. Can you even see it without... Can I do this without spilling?
I
Oh, look at that. Oh, it's fucking gorgeous.
I'm going to have... Thanks, I got to put that.
That's right at the beginning. You'll know.
Yeah.
So, hello, everybody.
Hey
Thanks
guys,
for being here. Hello, Jackie. Hello, Real. Hello, Jason Todd. Hello, Latin. Hello, Justin. Hello, Solid. Wow, a lot of people.
Yep.
Hello, Jonathan. Hello, Gavin. Hello, Tevia. Hello, AJ. Hello, Joshua. Hello, the feistiest ninja.
Shiftiest.
Damn it!
Hello, Sonic the Headshot.
Sonic the Headshot. One of my favorite names.
Yes.
All right. This is the E3 extravaganza pre-show.
Yes.
Next week, I will be there. However, I thought I could secure a place to stream like we did from PAX. I cannot.
Okay.
We do not have media passes this time for some reason. So even in the media rooms, the computers are first come, first serve.
Right.
So show next week, I have no idea. You will probably do a show at the same time.
Wait, I thought it was...
No, I mean 9:00.
Yeah, if you couldn't do a stream, I would
Oh, okay.
hop. I thought that was what it was.
Okay, that's what it'll be.
Well-
Because we might be able to do a stream, it just might not be at 9:00.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so then I'll still do the 9 o'clock stream.
Yeah, you're on deck pretty much.
Okay.
The goal is to have a stream at the usual hour from E3 somehow.
Right.
But it might have to be early because the show floor closes earlier.
Okay.
You know, closes before that. And we can't stream from the hotel room because the hotel Wi-Fi is garbage. Because
right.
it's all E3 people hanging out in the same building and they just run the Wi-Fi like crazy.
Yeah. So, all right, so keep me posted. I mean, it might be a Will Wolf solo show next week.
Yeah,
Who
there you go.
knows?
All right. So today we're going to go over leaks, the actual news that has been coming out.
Yeah.
Because they're just putting everything out there now. And we're going to go into our own rumors
Yes.
and whatnot. So,
Ready when you are.
all right. I have a whole little list right here.
Okay.
So first things first, we hit 14,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
Woo!
us. No, sorry. Yeah, you guys. Thank you
Us.
so much
Yeah,
for
us.
sitting down and watching two brothers talk about nonsense.
And I like to unveil our name for all of the people watching out there, all of our subscribers. It's the furries. Wolf Den?
I was seriously hoping you would just say the Wolf Pack, because
Nope. The furries.
I will not call you guys that. Unless you are a furry, in which case...
In which case you can do
you
whatever
can do
you
it.
want.
That's fine. I will continue to refer to you guys as the Wolf Pack.
All right, that's
Spelled
a lot better.
WULFF.
I don't know why I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's... it's really concerning, actually.
There's a lot of rumors about E3 and whatnot. I want to
rumors.
stop all of the rumors about games turning into VR games.
Yeah.
I want to put a major halt on that because that's just not going to happen. There's a major problem with mobility in VR.
Yeah.
And you can't just take a game like No Man's Sky, for instance, and slap a VR headset on it.
I feel like, VR is the hot thing right now, so of course the rumor is everything's going to be VR. So, I mean, but you're right, not necessarily everything is going to be VR. I mean,
Right.
I thought I saw somewhere that, like, there's going to be a Call of Duty VR game, which may very well be true, but that doesn't mean Infinite Warfare is going to be VR.
Right. If they make a Call of Duty VR game, it'll be like Declassified or something like that. That is half-assed.
Mm-hmm.
But I think there's going to be major stuff with the PlayStation VR. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah,
I think
no,
there's going to be a lot of VR stuff. But
Yeah, they're definitely
stop
gonna-
thinking
yeah.
that they're going to take your favorite game and make it VR.
Yeah, like, we're not going to get Mario VR, we're not going to get Halo VR, we're not going to get Assassin's Creed VR.
Right. Or the AAA games. We could get them in a smaller capacity. But we'll talk more about PlayStation VR later on in the show.
Yes.
At first, I want to talk about the actual things that that are definitely happening that were announced this week. First and foremost, you should be very excited. Injustice 2.
I am very excited. Yes. I mean, the trailer didn't really show us much. It showed us new character designs and new armor system. It looks like, and Supergirl is going to be in the game, which is cool. She's hot right now. Other than that, I'm assuming this is going to be very similar to the first Injustice game. They've confirmed, in addition to the characters that were already shown in the trailer, Red Lantern Atrocitus and Gorilla Grodd are going to be playable in the game.
The hell is Red Lantern?
You know how there's a Red Lantern Corps?
Yeah.
Their leader is named Atrocitus.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
And Gorilla
Grodd.
That's the
that's
dude.
That's big gorilla.
Right.
Who can control minds.
Right, with the headset thing.
Yes.
Right. They had Injustice at Evo, right?
Yeah.
So it was a competitive fighting game.
Yeah. NetherRealm Studios, who makes Injustice and makes Mortal Kombat, they've been trying to be taken more seriously as a fighting game maker. So they've been marketing their stuff more towards like Evo and competitions like that, and it's worked. The last 4 games have been in Evo.
It sounds like they're not with this one because they're having an upgrade system, an armor upgrade system.
Yeah, it sounds like they're.
That's a big. And that's kind of like a little bit of a blow to the competitive fighters.
I mean, I don't want to say RPG elements, but it sounds like there's gonna be.
That's totally RPG elements.
Well, I mean, at the same time, because a game like Smash Brothers is competitive, and you can like bring your own controller and like bring your own character with your own stats and stuff like that.
I think Smash Bros. Did a really good job with customization because it's very minor changes, and the stuff that the stuff that you could do really hardcore customizations, like different. You can change your move sets to which moves are faster and which parts are more powerful, whatever. That you can't do online or anything.
Right.
So. And nobody does that. They like hid it away in Smash Bros. And nobody like sets their fighters up like that. So it seems like in this game, it's going to be a little bit of a focus on the single player campaign.
Right. Which, NetherRealm has been really good with single player campaigns and fighting games.
They're really good at making you play all the characters.
Most of the characters, let's say.
Most of them?
Yeah, because they don't let you play as every character in the campaign in Mortal Kombat or Injustice. You play as the main characters, and in the case of Injustice, you play as Batman twice.
Where'd it go? Jason Todd says Wonder Woman video game needs to happen. What do you think about a Wonder Woman video game?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it would pretty much be a less violent God of War, but I mean, yeah, it could definitely work. Anybody
that makes sense. God of War is a good parallel to that.
Yeah.
So I'll probably watch you beat Injustice in 3 hours like I did last time.
Yeah. Injustice 1 was a very short game. I'm hoping Injustice 2 is a little bit longer.
When I saw the trailer, because the last Injustice trailer was gorgeous.
Yeah.
This trailer was also gorgeous, but when I saw the armor, I was like, what's happening?
Yeah.
But now we know it's an armor upgrade system.
Yeah.
But like the Flash had armor and it kind of looked like an Iron Man suit almost, and you're like, that makes sense. He's fighting Superman, and then Batman has sort of an armor, and it's like, okay, he's Batman. He's got the tech things. And at the very end, you see Supergirl. She has some sort of armor thing, and I'm like, all right, maybe she's weak. And then I saw Superman, and I was like, that doesn't make any sense.
I mean, we'll see what happens, because like, remember the first Injustice game came up with a contrivance where everybody takes Kryptonian DNA pills,
right?
And that's why they can beat up Superman.
And Batman's got kind of a Batman Beyond suit at the very end.
Yes, I saw somebody.
And that's pretty damn cool.
I saw somebody like think that might be Red Hood because the mask is red, but if you look carefully, you can see the ears still. So that is.
Yeah, Batman. It looks like a mix between Batman Beyond and Arkham Knight.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
Someone got really pissed at me.
I know.
For spoiling that.
Screw that guy.
Even though I warned him in the beginning of the video. Anyway,
what was I gonna say? Yeah, it looks like a mix between Batman Beyond and Arkham Knight. Maybe this takes place in the way distant future.
I think this is supposed to take place after Injustice 1.
Is that in like?
That's official, yeah.
But is Injustice 1 in the future? We're not really.
Injustice 1 is like in present time.
Oh,
I
okay.
guess you can
In
say.
present continuity.
Yeah.
Right? There's a big old hair on my iPad. So next, Watch Dogs 2.
Yes, Watch Dogs 2 was announced coming out later this year, taking place in San Francisco, and it looks pretty much like Watch Dogs 1.
The trailer looks great. It looks like they shot everything with real film and then went back and animated everything.
Yeah.
But I'm pissed off at Ubisoft
Yeah.
because they've been putting out the same game over and over and over again. I don't just mean Assassin's Creed. I mean all of their games.
All their
been
games are
copy
pretty
and
much
paste
yeah.
now. That I just played like a good 2 hours or so of Mirror's Edge.
Yes.
First impressions, not happy.
Really.
Very not happy because Mirror's Edge, one of my favorite games of last generation. One of your favorite games of last generation.
And I played the beta, and the beta was awesome.
The beta of what?
Of Mirror's Edge Catalyst.
Really?
Yeah.
Did they have you following that red trail?
I don't remember.
Because, man, they made a big stink about it not being linear.
Yeah.
And you being able to do whatever you want, and you just can't. They just flat out lied. Everything's red. They're like, nothing's gonna be marked red. Everything's marked red.
Mm-hmm.
It's like crazy. And I liked the old game, so I'm cool with it. But there's RPG elements, just like there is in Assassin's Creed and Watch Dogs and
well, remember,
Division.
Mirror's Edge is an EA game. You didn't know that, did you?
I forgot. I forgot that Mirror's Edge was an EA game. It's a good thing I didn't make a whole video about that.
Yet.
I mean, I knew the whole time. I was just anecdotally completely off topic, just talking about Mirror's Edge.
I get where you're coming from.
Felt very Assassin's Creed. I was feeling a lot of Assassin's Creed in Mirror's Edge. There's side quests.
But more to your point, to save this conversation, you're right. Far Cry, The Division, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, a couple of others I'm probably forgetting.
So
they're all pretty much homogenous. It's a big open world. Cell towers or whatever you have to dismantle to unlock everything.
When we first got Watch Dogs,
yes,
pretty much everybody in the world was like, "This game is good. The second one will be a lot better."
Yeah.
And I was really excited for the second one.
Mm-hmm.
Now that I've played Watch Dogs 1,000 more times in other games like The Division, I'm a little I don't know. I'm very skeptical that they're just gonna fart it out, and they're not coming out with Assassin's Creed this year because they're coming out with Watch Dogs.
Am I the only one who thought Watch Dogs had more in common with Grand Theft Auto than Assassin's Creed?
Yes, because the driving in Watch Dogs was bad.
Driving Watch Dogs was really bad.
Yeah,
but
you're right. That's the only thing that made it in common with Grand Theft Auto was the driving.
Well,
and that's a big element.
In Watch Dogs, free running wasn't as big as a thing as it was in Assassin's Creed, and climbing and scaling heights wasn't a big deal. And plus, shooting was a big deal in Watch Dogs. Shooting is not a big deal in Assassin's Creed.
It just feels more like Assassin's Creed because person
Ubisoft made it,
the mission structure, the open world structure, the map. It's like a lot of it is borrowed from Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
In this one, you're gonna be able to hack cars.
Yes, which is cool because that is similar.
Driver
San Francisco, yes, which is an excellent game, surprisingly. And that'll be cool because you can you'll be driving a car and then you just hack another car and take control of that.
Yeah. That would be a cool element. It seems like there's a new main character.
Yes. Hold on, I have his name. Marcus Holloway. He's a member of DedSec, which was the hacker group from the first game.
Right.
And I'm assuming they take on the symbol of Aiden Pierce.
This is because nobody liked Aiden Pierce. The main character.
Nobody liked Aiden Pierce.
I didn't like him, but I think they could have made him better,
No, I'm kind of glad they're doing it this way. Every game gets a new protagonist.
That's not how they're going to do it. If people like this guy, they're going to throw him in another game, just like they did Ezio.
Yeah.
I really liked the girl from the first Watch Dogs.
Oh,
The like punk chick.
the
with
Lisbeth Sadler knockoff.
Yeah, why can't I play as her?
Because she died in that game.
I was thinking that. I was like, did she die? No, she didn't die.
No, she died.
Spoilers for Watch Dogs came out years ago. It was one of the, you probably should have played it.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what? Don't play it. Just go right into Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
Because just like Assassin's Creed 1, I tell people to skip right over that and go to 2.
Yeah.
Don't waste your time with it. It was good, but like, you got games like The Division now. The Division is a copy and paste of Watch Dogs just online.
Makes me kind of nervous then the next Ghost Recon game. Whatever the hell that's called. That's going to be like
Wildlands.
Yeah, if that follows the same trend.
That's why I'm like very skeptical about Watch Dogs 2.
Yeah.
I liked the first Watch Dogs. It was good.
The trailer for Wildlands looks exactly like Far Cry, just from third person.
It looks like Far Cry mixed with The Division a little bit.
Yeah. Which sucks because the one before that, Future Soldier, was really good.
No, I didn't like it.
You're dummy.
I didn't think it was that good. I thought it was like generic as hell.
I liked it because
and Future Soldier?
Yeah.
Wasn't there one after that or no?
No. There was 2 Advanced Warfighters.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. Yeah, Future Soldier, I didn't like that though.
I liked it because it was a stealth game, but it was a team stealth game. You have to tell your friends what to do. That was cool.
but it felt more like action-y than because I hate that all of these stealth games, all of these tactical planning games are going super action-y.
Especially the Tom Clancy games.
With an exception of Splinter Cell Conviction. Splinter Cell Blacklist
went back and got more old school Splinter Cell with a little bit of the modern flair to it.
Right, I didn't like that. I like the action-y-ness of Conviction. I like you go all in with the action and stealth, but I like having the options of how I can plan out my breach and how I can plan out going into certain rooms and stuff. So I need that.
Yeah,
and that's whatever. Did the stream freeze? Oh, the stream must have froze for a second.
Yeah.
If you're watching this, tell the chat to refresh.
Yeah.
Or you just type it. You're right there. Just refresh in all caps. The internet went out because my iPad dropped connection. All right, so Watch Dogs 2, very skeptical. Be skeptical.
Yeah.
Because...
Be skeptical about everything.
Ubisoft hasn't been good to us lately.
No.
And if The Division is any, tell, then it's gonna be half-assed, I think.
I will say, most importantly about Watch Dogs 2, there will be actual dogs.
That's because they're in the Division! Man! Give me this. Look at that screenshot and tell me it doesn't, scream... I'm just going to throw you.
Yeah, just throw my lap.
It doesn't just
other way.
Scream the Division. Just the sky's blue.
Difference being that this is San Francisco and the Division was New York.
Yeah, whatever. All right. Next, Deus Ex Go.
Yes. This is the third in the Go line of mobile games following Hitman Go and Lara Croft Go. I am super pumped for this because the Go games are incredible.
I still haven't played any of them.
They're so good.
We are at the Wulff Den like a good mobile game.
Yes, and these may be the best. They're quick, they're fun, they're easy to play, hard to master. They got collectibles that you can go back and get. And they update every so often, so you get more levels and stuff. So I am so happy that this is coming. I can't wait.
Now, on top of that, they also registered the domains this morning. The news broke that they registered Deus Ex Go, obviously because they have the game. I don't know why they would register that domain the day they're releasing the game, or announcing it.
Yeah.
They also bought Just Cause Go, Life is Strange Go. Is that it?
Yeah, Life is Strange.
Just Cause Go and Life is Strange Go. That doesn't necessarily mean that they're
probably just preempting themselves. I mean, I don't know how you would do, because Just Cause
is an action game.
Hitman and Deus Ex are stealth games, and Tomb Raider is an exploration game. So
that's like a puzzle.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
So you can make those into.
How the hell do you do an action game like Just Cause?
And Life is Strange is, from what I've seen of it, it's just like a talking simulator.
Yeah, they would have to have The
dialogue
puzzles would be
trees,
dialogue trees, yeah.
So I don't know how that will work.
Just
But-
Cause Go, though, I have no idea.
Also, on top of Deus Ex Go, they announced what's called Breach Mode for Deus Ex Mankind Divided, which is coming out later this year.
Okay.
It's essentially their hacking mini games, and by hacking mini games, I mean you basically turn into a pixelated version of your character, go into a pixelated world, and just play the game. Like, so all the mechanics you would have in the real world, like stealth, shooting, cover mechanics, all that, you now do in the digital world, but you have to complete quests within the digital world.
I don't understand. So, are you playing your Deus Ex game, or are you playing a different game?
You're playing... Okay, so you're playing Deus Ex.
Right.
You're playing... You come to a terminal.
Right.
You log into the terminal. Instead of doing a, like, traditional hacking minigame, like whatever the hell it is...
Right.
You're playing a first-person RPG cover shooter.
Oh, that's the hacking minigame.
Yeah.
It's a separate... The hacking minigame is a separate game.
It's a separate game. Same mechanics as the main game, though.
Okay.
So, you're like a pixelated version of yourself, and you fight other pixelated people, and you have to sneak your way into, like, getting data.
Hacking minigames are almost always stupid.
Yes.
So this sounds like a way to have a hacking minigame that doesn't take you out of the action.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Next. Did you play Saints Row? Any of them?
I want to.
I know you've expressed interest.
Yes.
Why do you... Oh, because it's so over the top and stupid?
Because San Diego Comic-Con, they like just bum rushed everybody in the middle of the street.
Okay. Well, Ages of Mayhem is a game
Yes.
by the developers in the same world as Saints Row.
It's in the same world as...
Apparently, yes. It looks nothing like Saints Row.
It doesn't, yeah.
The characters seem to have the same kind of dialogue.
It definitely looks more cartoony than Saints Row, which
Right.
Aesthetically.
I don't know what type of game it is. I think it's some sort of multiplayer game.
Yeah.
I'm not...
Oh, no, wait. An exclusively single-player open-world action game featuring characters with cool guns, gadgets, and abilities to toy around with.
I'm glad that you're here to correct me.
Yeah. New drinking game. Take a shot every time Will has to correct Bob.
Oh, God. Let's not start that. So it's a single player.
Yeah, so it sounds like Saints Row.
It's like... Yeah. Character structure might be more like
Yeah.
Borderlands or something.
I mean,
like,
I'm assuming the
Battleborn.
story's going to be different because Saints Row was, for all intents and purposes, very mob-focused. And this, I think, is not going to be that.
Is it in the same world?
I don't
Did you
think
see that?
I didn't see that.
I read that somewhere. Don't quote me on that anymore, because you know what? I don't know. anything anymore.
Apparently, yeah.
All right, but I don't really care about Ages of Mayhem. Didn't really care about Saints Row. Don't really care about Ages of Mayhem. Because Saints Row seems like Grand Theft Auto, but the worst part, which is like the over the topness.
It's a very weird series because it started off as a straight Grand Theft Auto clone. Then it
Right.
started getting wackier and wackier and wackier.
That's how they had to go, though.
Yeah.
That's because you can't just survive being a Grand Theft Auto clone. All right. Next,
Yes.
Destiny: Rise of Iron. That is the next Destiny expansion. Coming out in September, I believe, or later this year.
Yeah.
There's two wolves in the trailer and in the art for it.
Not us, because I don't play that game.
Nope. So some GameStop employee, of course, leaked a promotional flyer for it, or banner or whatever. So we knew it was coming. We knew they were going to announce it tomorrow or Thursday, if you're listening to this after. Thursday, Bungie's going to have their stream, and they're going to show off the trailer, and they're going to show off what you're going to get in the game and whatnot. So that's going to happen before E3. At E3, we'll probably get to play it, which would be cool. Or they usually let you play a multiplayer game mode, like a Crucible mode.
Yeah.
There will be a raid. So that will be fun. I'm hoping, since there's two wolves in it, you get a pet.
That would be cool.
Would that make you play the game?
No.
Would that get you to play? Okay.
No.
Well, I doubt that that's going to be the case, but that would be cool. Would it not? Other than that, I don't really know anything else. I have not played Destiny in a very long time. I used to be Mr. Destiny.
Yep.
But man, there's just the learning curve went way above my head.
Yeah.
I mean, like you can hop in and just play around and be completely happy with yourself, but it hits a point where you need to be like super dedicated.
Yeah.
And I just cannot. Next leaked GameStop flyer thing.
Yeah.
Dead Rising 4. Did you play Dead Rising?
No. Oh, I played the first one.
Okay.
Did not like it.
Well, Dead Rising 4 has Frank West in it. The promotional art has Frank West with his little camera.
He was cool. I liked him.
They're thinking it's going to be an Xbox One exclusive because I think the developer said that they were working on an Xbox One exclusive.
Right. And all but Dead Rising 2 was an Xbox One exclusive, so.
People are saying that it's a remake because it's got Frank West in it. I highly doubt that because it's called Dead Rising 4.
Yeah.
And it would be stupid if it was just a remake. I think it's, it just takes place with Frank West in that same area.
Yeah. I mean, with Dead Rising, they've been, like, getting new characters every game, but everybody just likes Frank West, so.
Yeah, so why not just stick with him?
They remade Dead Rising 2 with Frank West. That's how much people like Frank West.
Going back to Destiny, apparently the Rise of Iron is about Lord Shaxx and Lord Saladin because they were they're the guys. One of them's the guy who runs the Crucible. One of the guys who runs the Iron Banner. They're both like people who are just in the tower hanging out. Mm-hmm. They were both part of this battle that happened. I don't know. You get some special armor that happened in the battle or whatever. I don't know. The reason why I didn't wait for you to answer, Vicky, is because there's a delay and I want to keep the show rolling. Vicky, of course. There's a lot of stuff about Destiny.
Yep.
I wonder why. Tevia misses Chuck Green.
That was the protagonist of Dead Rising 2.
That's the motocross guy, right?
Yeah.
Who is this? The Chihuahua Gamer. I was just playing Dead Rising the other day. I like it, but it gets stale, to be honest. Is that why you didn't like Dead Rising?
No, I didn't like it because it was unnecessarily hard. It's a game that it intends for you to keep playing over and over and over again. So you go through the 3-day cycle.
I hate that.
And then you do it again. Like this time, you all your stuff carries over, so you can do it better and better and better.
Oh, that kind of sounds like Majora's Mask.
Kinda. It's very weird because like you play the game and like the companion AIs are idiots. Like they always die on you. The bosses are ridiculously hard in most cases. You have that one guy Otis who, will call you on the phone, but like if you walk through a door or you enter a new room or you have to use your weapon, he'll yell at you because you had put the phone down to do that. Like when he's talking to you, you have your phone and you're like this and you're walking slowly the whole time. But to do anything, you have to put it down. And then he yells at you for putting your phone down. And then he starts the conversation
You're
again.
in a mall.
Yeah.
Just get a headset.
You're
putting all this stuff together.
They don't have to.
Actually, you don't do that until the second one.
Yeah.
Right? Oh. All right, well, then you don't know how to use a Bluetooth headset because you're Frank West and not the other guy.
But he's covered wars,
Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Another one to get you Jimmy's rustled here. We're going into rumors now. These are rumors.
Okay.
No more of these. See, we slowly transitioned.
I have one more confirmed thing. It's not really for E3 and it's not really a game per se, but I think it's interesting. Microsoft is no longer releasing the Xbox One TV DVR feature. It first announced last year at Gamescom.
Oh, okay. I did hear about that. I didn't know it was like an official thing.
Yeah. You may be thinking, what the hell's the big deal? This is pretty much the final nail in the coffin in the whole Xbox One is a big entertainment device thing that it originally was pitched to us
Well,
as
it's got
all this years ago.
HDMI in.
It's got an HDMI in. So you can.
So why the hell wouldn't it have this feature?
It was for. Hold on, let me pull it up again.
Like people bought this thing because of that.
Right. After careful consideration, we've decided to put development of the DVR for over-the-air TV on hold to focus our attention on launching new, higher fan-requested gaming experiences across Xbox One and Windows 10.
That was very, very
We're
perfectly
always
worded.
listening to fan feedback, and we look forward to bringing more requested experiences to Xbox One, Windows 10, and Xbox Live this year. This sucks for a lot of reasons. I know one of my friends, Jake, friend of the show, he's been on the show, was looking forward to that because he uses his Xbox One as a big entertainment device that it was originally pitched to us as. And he was like really hoping to get this DVR functionality. Now it's not coming. And like they still put out like the TV tuner adapter that you can get for it. You plug it into USB and you plug an antenna to it. You can get TV broadcasted through Xbox One. So like there's still some aspects of the whole entertainment box there, but with this it looks like they're pretty much saying nope.
It seems like they're focusing a lot more on streaming, entertainment streaming, and streaming your games to, Windows 10 or whatever. And I could see this being a big project and a lot of work that not a lot of people are going to use.
Yeah.
And the next iteration of the Xbox One is not going to have that HDMI in because nobody uses it. But I do think that this is one of those things that they promise people and they're not going to give people.
Mm-hmm.
So it's another shame on Microsoft.
Yeah.
I'd say. Not that I care.
Right.
But there are people out there who care. We're going to talk more about Microsoft in a little bit.
Okay.
But so the way I structured this was confirm stuff, trickle into stuff that is kind of confirmed, meaning we saw leaks and stuff that are like pretty legit. Now, complete rumor, Resident Evil 7.
Resident Evil 7 or possibly a Resident Evil reboot.
Reboot?
Yeah. I mean, that might just be wishful thinking on people's parts.
Right.
But yeah, Resident Evil 7.
I don't know if I want a reboot.
I mean, I don't know what else you can do with this series besides go back to basics. I mean, they just re-released the first game like 2 years ago.
What about those, is it Mercenaries that are good? Revelations.
That still takes place in the same universe, though.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, those are good.
Yeah.
So do that. But with the characters that people like so that it'll sell more.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you could do Resident Evil 7. I mean, you just gotta be smart about it because, like, Resident Evil 6 was on a global scale. And, like, that's not very Resident Evil. Resident Evil 5 ended in a volcano with you punching a boulder in the face.
A big problem is that everybody wants Resident Evil 4.
Yes.
But then Resident Evil 5 came out and it felt very similar to Resident Evil 4. But everybody hated Resident Evil 5.
Everybody hated Resident Evil 5 because of Sheva.
Yeah, there shouldn't have been that.
And
that shouldn't have happened.
It tried too much to be Gears of War while still thinking it was Resident Evil 4.
Right.
It had even more limited item slots than Resident Evil 4 did. You had less ammo than Resident Evil 4 did. But it still just threw more enemies at you.
But then last year we got The Evil Within.
And we're the only two people who apparently don't like The Evil Within.
Really? People liked it?
Yeah.
I thought that it was panned.
No, like people like The Evil Within, and I don't understand
did not like
how.
it.
I did not like it either.
I don't know why I didn't like it. Because it felt like Resident Evil 4.
It's, it's funny because it's kind of like Resident Evil 5, it was paced like an action game, but you're mechanically it was still a survival horror game. The Evil Within was paced like a horror game and sort of mechanically like a horror game, but the enemies were like action game enemies. Like you had to beat them in order to progress.
Right.
I remember
there were parts of Resident Evil 4 like that.
Not as bad.
Actually, a lot of parts. Actually, a lot of Resident Evil 4 was like that.
Resident Evil 4 at least gave you enough ammo to survive. It found ways to give you.
Yeah, but I remember being like, afraid of running out of ammo and stuff.
Oh yeah, no, you were still afraid, but like it never, crippled you because every time you killed somebody, they would drop ammo. It might not be a lot, but it would be enough to get you through. The Evil Within never did that. I had to fight a boss with 2 bullets. And the only way I was able to survive that boss fight was with a glitch. It got stuck in a wall and it just pistol whipped it to death.
You know what it is? The areas were really big, and the enemies were really tough.
Yeah.
That was a big problem for me. And you're right, yeah, there was a lot less ammo than normal. So getting through areas was more of a grind than it needed to be.
Yeah.
And in some games, stuff like that's great. Like The Last of Us. I always
Yeah.
talk about how that's awesome. But like, you don't feel that helpless in The Last of Us. In The Evil Within, it feels like I need ammo, and I don't have it.
Yeah.
You know, like I need ammo in order to progress.
Also, that story was dumb.
It was dumb.
Dumb
It was
as
very
a bag
dumb.
of doorknobs. Oh my god.
But you know what? I'll settle with a dumb story because
It was so dumb. It took me out of it.
So what do you want in Resident Evil 7?
Uh,
Knowing that Resident Evil 4 is your favorite game of all time.
Something similar, obviously.
In what ways? Because we got Resident Evil 5 and we got Resident Evil, The Evil Within.
Yeah.
And they were similar, but in the wrong ways.
You have to remember that, it's still a horror game. It can be fast paced. It can be, a bit actiony, but, accommodate the player to like those aspects. If you're going to send them into like an action oriented area, give them enough ammo, give them enough, ways to fight and bring it out. If you're going to send them into a horror area, then, you can limit everything and you can, draw it back and like really play to the weaknesses of the player. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something I felt Resident Evil 4 like nailed.
Okay. So what if it was a remake?
I don't know how. I would, again, gameplay wise, keep the same thing. Don't do the mansion. Don't.
Like a reboot. That's what I meant.
Yeah, no, I know. Because again,
They're gonna do. If they do a reboot, they're doing the mansion.
but again, we just got the mansion game 2 years ago, and like it holds up fairly well, bad camera angles aside. So we don't really need that.
I just deleted that off the PlayStation 4, by the way.
Really, that's in my account. So
I needed to make room.
Apparently they're remaking Resident Evil 2.
Oh,
Like
that would be
that-
nice.
that's
I would
confirmed.
play that.
I am hoping that there is an option where you can choose between like because it's a brand new remake. It's not like a port of the GameCube version or whatever. So I'm hoping there's an option where you can keep the bad camera angles and stuff, but like you could switch to Resident Evil 4 style, play the game.
That'd
that
be
way.
really hard to make.
I know. That to me is like my dream game. I've said it on the show before. Resident Evil 2 in the style of Resident Evil 4.
That would be amazing. I would love
I would
that.
play the shit out of that.
That would be a complete remake of a game, though. That would be amazing. Maybe that's it. Maybe that's what they're gonna. Well, actually, that sounds very plausible that they're gonna announce just a Resident Evil 2 remake.
Yeah, that could be it. They'll finally show us. Well, they announced it like a while ago. Maybe now they'll show us like the first gameplay footage.
But like,
of it.
why would they remake? Oh, they would remake Resident Evil 2 instead of Resident Evil 1 because they already remade Resident Evil 1
Yeah.
back on the GameCube,
Mhm.
and they didn't do that for Resident Evil 2. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That might be what happened. A little prediction. And speaking of which, we're getting into predictions.
Yes.
Uh,
How are we doing this? IGN style? Top five predictions?
no, I'm going through different game companies.
Okay.
So we're starting with Microsoft.
Okay.
Oh wait, I'm sorry. There is some news. Also, they're gonna have exclusives. Obviously,
Right.
Dead Rising 4, ReCore, Halo Wars 2.
Yes. Their real-time strategy game.
I did not know people liked the first Halo Wars.
Oh yeah, people love first Halo Wars.
I remember people being disappointed that it wasn't an actual Halo game.
I'm not gonna get into that.
State of Decay 2 and Crackdown 3.
Crackdown 3 was announced last year. People are really pumped for that. So
We'll probably get a date for it.
yeah, it was either announced last year or
Oh.
the year before.
Tacoma, which I didn't know was an exclusive.
What the hell is Tacoma?
That's Fulbright's game. The
Oh,
guys
the
who made-
follow-up to Gone Home.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't know that was exclusive.
Well,
either.
look it up. Make sure I'm right,
Yeah.
because the list I saw it from might have been wrong. The rumors, of course, new console.
For
Are we
both,
going to see the 0.5 for Microsoft for the Xbox One? Are we going to see a Slim? Also, there's a rumor there might be a streaming device similar to the Vita TV.
Yeah.
I think that they're definitely going to have the Slim there. It's definitely not going to have the HDMI in like we talked about.
Yeah. Tacoma is Xbox One exclusive.
That's
Xbox
crazy.
One and PC.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. So yeah, they're definitely going to have a Slim, I think. 0.5 version, I don't know.
Yeah.
I think that's a next year thing.
Maybe. I mean, it depends on what Sony does.
Because why would you buy the Slim if you know that they're coming out with another one?
Yeah.
And
Unless, the Slim is the entry model. They position the Slim as the entry model, and they position the 1.5 as the Pro model.
right. Streaming device, like a Vita TV. I think that's plausible because they want to be able to stream from your computer or from your Xbox One. I think that'd be cool.
Guess, yeah.
And that's why they're probably moving away from this DVR stuff.
Yeah.
Because, they want all of this streaming to happen. That's pretty much it for Microsoft. Unless you have anything.
No.
Justin says, Gex the Gecko 4.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's time for a Gex reboot.
Next up, Sony.
Tevi just brought up that it's a rumored Spider-Man game exclusive to PS4.
Really?
Yeah.
Who's making it?
I don't know. I think.
Why can't I scroll?
I think people just want Sucker Punch to make it because they made all the infamous games, and that's very superhero-y.
Oh, that would be perfect.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if. I think Activision has the Spider-Man license, which sucks. And I don't know if they would limit Spider-Man to just one console. But if it's done right, I mean, that's pretty. I mean, we haven't had a good Spider-Man game since like.
Is Insomniac
GameCube.
first party, or are they just like Naughty Dog?
No, Insomniac's not first party.
Okay.
Sucker Punch is. They made
okay.
Infamous. Naughty Dog, I think, is too, right?
I thought Insomniac made it.
No, Insomniac made Ratchet and Clank.
I'm just full of
You
wrong information.
Don't know nothing.
Thought I knew.
Nope.
All right, so exclusives for Sony. The Last Guardian,
Yes.
which is coming out this year.
They better.
Yeah.
Websites have been playing it. They said they've played it. Like they've
Really?
done demos of it. Yes.
Okay. So that means there'll be a demo at E3.
Yes. Which is good because people need to play that game.
I don't think it's going to be as good as everybody's hoping. I
probably
think it's
not.
going to play like Ico and Shadow of the Colossus, which is great, but 10 years ago.
Yeah, I played Shadow of the Colossus for the first time like a few years ago on the PS3, the remake collection. The game's not hold up, guys.
Really?
Yeah, no. Like it's
I
so
watched someone play it.
clunky and cumbersome, and the Colossus AI is kind of bad.
Yeah, the way the character moves is very like 2 generations ago.
Yeah, like climbing a Colossus can get like really frustrating.
And the Last Guardian looks the same.
And then and one more thing about Shadow Colossus, and I'll shut up. Like finding a Colossus like halfway through the game is impossible. Like they make it so hard, and the map is huge, and you gotta like hold your sword up and try and find it. And I tried. I really tried to like that game.
You know, it was really good. Titan Souls. Very similar to Shadow of the Colossus in that it was an indie game.
Oh,
Very similar to Shadow of the Colossus, where you have a giant map and it's just all bosses, and you have to find them all.
oh okay, yeah.
It was very good. Where was it? Jackie says, I'm predicting new Ape Escape game.
That'd be
left a
cool.
comment in the last video. I don't know nothing about Ape Escape except that there was a mini game in Metal Gear.
Yeah.
So, Last Guardian for Sony exclusives. Horizon Zero Dawn, which was pushed back.
Yes.
To next
They'll
year.
definitely show something
Yeah.
of it. I
Hopefully
think.
playable.
Yeah.
Hopefully a little playable game. I mean, I think that'll be good. Mm-hmm. I don't think it's going to be, anything to lose your hat over.
Yeah.
No Man's Sky,
Of
which
course.
will not be VR.
No.
Calm down. Hopefully that will be playable.
Yeah.
I doubt it. That game was supposed to come out the week of E3.
Now, what, it got pushed to August?
Yeah, so I'm thinking that they screwed over, Sony in a few ways. Like, I'm sure that they were gonna have like a big to do at E3.
Yeah.
Because it would be out, and now they had
Well,
to pull.
Horizon was going to be their big Christmas game, and now that got moved to
Right.
next
No,
year.
but I'm saying like they probably had like a booth for No Man's Sky and
Yeah.
like stuff planned for the conference. So like now they had to change things, and that's like that's a big problem. Gran Turismo Sport, which I don't care about. Detroit Become Human, which is a Crystal
Cage's,
Dynamics game.
next game. Hopefully that's good this time.
Also, I didn't see anybody talking about this. Shenmue. What's going on with Shenmue?
Yeah, everybody forgot about Shenmue.
Don't forget about Shenmue.
Yeah, that's a pretty big deal.
We better see something about Shenmue.
Yeah, I mean,
I will be pissed off.
people like pledged $6 million to that game.
I don't even care about Shenmue. I'm not even going to play it, but I will be pissed off if there's nothing about Shenmue because they made a big to-do about that last year.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and of course, Final Fantasy
7.
yeah.
Yeah, some more details on that. Like, is it episodic? Is it not episodic?
It is
like,
episodic.
It is episodic.
We know it's
All right,
episodic.
So what are the details of the episodic? Like, how long are the episodes? All that
Release date.
stuff. Yeah.
Release date. Release date for that. Release date for Shenmue.
Mm-hmm.
Release date for The Last Guardian. Like date, like a hard date.
Yeah.
And, of course, PlayStation 4.5.
Right.
There will probably be something about that, a release date for that. We'll probably see it. I don't know if we'll be able to play it, but I have a feeling.
I doubt you'd be able to play it, but they'll probably like announce it.
I have a feeling it'll play the same.
Yeah.
PlayStation VR.
That'll probably take up a lot of Sony's time.
Yeah, this is the year that's coming out. It's coming out in November, so there's going to be a lot of PlayStation VR stuff going on, which is fine. I need to play Riggs. Riggs looks good. Fnatic says Sony lets all their games slip, every single one. I guess delays and stuff. But you know what? It's better to be delayed
Yep.
than,
Delayed game is eventually good. A bad game is bad forever.
That is true. There you go.
Miyamoto said that.
So moving on to Nintendo.
Yes.
Lots of Zelda.
Yeah, we know their conference is gonna be 90% Zelda. There are gonna be other games there. I think like a Fire Emblem or some other thing.
Well, they said they're only going to talk about Zelda.
right.
I think they're going to have the mobile games for Fire Emblem and for
Animal Crossing. Yeah.
Or either or.
I mean,
Probably both.
it's most of their time is gonna be taken up by Zelda. Most of their show floor is gonna be taken up by Zelda.
Right.
Anything else that they're gonna talk about, like the mobile games, like a new 3DS thing or whatever, is gonna have a very limited presence. Like, if anything, it's gonna be like a quick, minute-long gameplay trailer, a quick discussion on the Nintendo Direct, or maybe even a separate, shorter Nintendo Direct. But otherwise, I mean, don't expect. I'm gonna say don't expect much from Nintendo aside from Zelda.
I think that they're going to have something out of nowhere similar to Splatoon. How that was their big game 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And nobody knew what it was and nobody predicted it. Nobody cared at the time.
Yeah.
I think they're going to have something like that is going to be awesome, that comes out of nowhere, that nobody's going to care about.
I don't know. I feel like Nintendo is already focusing too much on the next thing.
Right.
Instead of, like they're just trying to focus on wrapping up the Wii U and moving on to NX.
Speaking of which, they're going to have a lot of Zelda, a huge Zelda focus.
Mm-hmm.
So are they going to also have, like, this game is coming out on the NX. They're going to show it to us and have it playable on the Wii U?
Yeah.
But
Nintendo's
why?
not showing anything of the NX.
But why would they show it to us on the worse version?
Because they're not ready to show the new version.
Unless it's like the GameCube to Wii U gap, where the graphics were almost identical.
Right.
Did I say Wii U? I meant GameCube to Wii.
I wasn't going to correct you that time.
Like I'm thinking maybe the NX
I mean, yeah, that's possible.
It's probably comparable
I mean,
graphics
that's
to the
the
Wii U.
only, I mean, there's all that rumor that like it's got industry leading chips and it's as powerful as an Xbox One and whatnot. But
severely doubt
I
that.
really don't think that's the case.
Yeah, I don't think that's the case
Yeah.
either. So yeah, I mean, wishful thinking that I can play the friggin' NX. Because if I mean, I'm gonna have to play Zelda.
Yeah.
Because I just gotta. I don't really want to. They're saying set aside 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't want to do that. But I mean, I gotta.
Yeah.
They have an event in New York next week at the Nintendo World. You can go play it yourself.
I think
Go
you
get
have
a
to
ticket.
register now in order to get in line for that.
I think you wait in line at like 7 in the morning and get a ticket.
Yeah, I'm not doing that. I have a job.
Also, Pokemon Sun and Moon.
Yeah,
Probably have something for that.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it for Nintendo. Again, I think they'll have a game or two that they announce that isn't that big of a deal.
Yeah.
But most of it will be focusing on Zelda. Now, the only other thing left... Oh, there's the companies. Rockstar. They're not going to be there.
No, but they will probably announce a game.
Right.
Everybody's thinking it's Red Dead Redemption 2.
There's also Agent, which is something that they threw in
They
a conference.
Teased that like 10 years ago
2009.
for like it's PlayStation 3 exclusive. I don't know if
I don't
that's
even know
coming
what it
back.
is.
It was it's called Agent.
I think they literally just said, and this game Agent. And that was
Yeah.
it. But no, Red Dead Redemption. I think it's plausible that it's an HD remaster.
Plausible. There was that leak that it was going to be backwards compatible on Xbox One.
And that's it.
Yeah.
They're just going to say it's backwards compatible.
They might. I mean, they might.
Or you mean it's a remaster that's also backwards compatible?
Yeah, kind of like what they did with Gears of War. It's backwards compatible, but you can get the remake also is available.
Okay. Yeah, no, I think that makes a lot of sense. Because there are assets that they found. That one of the leaks was that they found assets that were rendered in the Grand Theft Auto 5
Yeah.
next gen, current gen engine.
Yeah. Fanatics 4 said Bully 2 confirmed, which is funny because I was going to say I'm thinking they're going to hint at another Bully game.
Really?
That's just me being a conspiracy theory.
That is very conspiracy theory of you.
I think it'd be cool. Bully was a really good game, and I'm surprised they haven't done anything with that in a while.
Table Tennis 2.
Yes.
It's going to be $4.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I think that there'll be Red Dead Redemption. I just don't know if they're going to announce it next week because they're never at E3.
They're never at E3, but that doesn't mean they don't announce games at E3.
Okay.
Like they've had presence like in the Microsoft conference or in the Sony conference. They announced Grand Theft Auto 4 at the Microsoft conference. They announced Grand Theft Auto 5 for next gen at the Sony conference. So,
all right, well, next is Bethesda. Dishonored 2
yes,
is coming.
I'm looking forward to
So
that.
they're going to have something about that. It's very heavily rumored that Skyrim HD
Yeah.
is coming.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, they already made it, and they said that they made it in order to
Test Fallout 4.
in order to move the engine over to Fallout 4. So I mean, it wasn't like completely made, but they tested Fallout 4. They tested the engine for Fallout 4 using Skyrim.
Yeah.
So they did a good chunk of the work already.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very plausible that
It's very
Skyrim
plausible. I feel
HD.
like I don't know. I feel like they might just go into Elder Scrolls 6 at this point instead of just doing a whole HD remaster.
I mean, people loved Skyrim.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna make a lot of, and they already did half of the work. So I think they're gonna make
just
a lot.
finish it up.
They're totally just gonna polish that up. And
Maybe,
shoot it out there. I think that's it. Oh, and Prey 2, which I don't think is gonna happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's just
Everybody's saying Prey 2
because like it was canceled.
They've
but
said Prey 2
I think
for the
people
last
are
3 years.
Still working on it.
Everybody says this is the year Prey 2.
Everybody
And
said that.
nobody cares about Prey 2.
Clearly, people care. I think again, conspiracy theory. They rebooted Wolfenstein, and that was great. They rebooted Doom, which is great. The next one is Quake. I think
That would be good.
I think they're going to announce a new Quake.
I don't know if that's this year.
Probably
because they just did Doom. Because
Right.
they weren't sure. I think next year would be Quake.
You think so?
Yeah. Maybe
Yeah.
later this year we'll get like a 30-second teaser.
Yeah.
But
So,
that would make sense.
yeah,
They got
do
to
another Quake.
cash in on that.
Go
IP.
back to the original Quake, which was more like horror Lovecraftian style, as opposed to Quake 2 and onward, which is more like sci-fi style. That would be awesome.
Oh, and there's also rumors that there's going to be a Wolfenstein: The New Order 2.
Which I don't know how you, the way that game ended, I don't know how you can do a direct sequel to it, but whatever. I would buy the hell out of that.
No, that's the wrong thing. Yeah, we did all that. Okay. EA.
Okay.
Wait, Evil Within 2 is Bethesda?
That's Bethesda.
Evil Within.
Yeah, no, that's a Bethesda game.
Okay. Yeah. Say Evil Within 2. They're saying. I don't know. That's another rumor. EA.
Mm-hmm.
Titanfall 2.
Yes, confirmed.
That is
with swords.
We know that they're working on that.
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot of that.
Yeah.
I think that'll be pretty good.
Yeah.
Battlefield 1, of course.
Definitely.
I don't know if it'll be playable.
Maybe. I mean, it comes out this year. They'll probably have something.
So somebody left a comment in the last video, is Battlefield 1 going to outsell Call of Duty? And I think absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt, it will not
really
outsell Call of Duty. No,
you don't think so?
Never in a million years. Because it hasn't, ever.
Right.
And it won't.
I don't know. I think Call of Duty fatigue is starting to set in.
I think that it is definitely going to be better.
Yeah.
And better well received. But people just buy up Call of Duty like crazy. And it's going to take a lot to turn that around.
Yeah, but I think like we're reaching the breaking point, because you don't hear about Call of Duty being the monster hit it used to be.
We definitely are reaching the breaking point, but I don't think we're there yet.
I think this will be it. I think Infinite Warfare was going to be it.
I don't think so, because people need that multiplayer. They need that Call of Duty multiplayer. And Battlefield just isn't the same.
No, it's not.
It's a completely different multiplayer
They need that
experience.
multiplayer, but I mean they can just like stay with what they got.
All those people that need the Call of Duty multiplayer should move over to Overwatch. And then all the Overwatch people are going to get pissy at me. It's not the same as Call of Duty. It's not, but it's more similar. Just leave me alone. Moving on. Mass Effect Andromeda over the EA.
Yeah.
I think we'll get a release date.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. They've been teasing that forever. I think now it's time for a release date.
Yeah, and some more stuff for it.
Yeah.
Some more. Like some gameplay.
Yeah.
Like some of that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe some gameplay of Battlefield 1, for Christ's sake.
Yeah.
Ubisoft. Ghost Streak.
One more thing with EA. Star Wars.
Oh.
You think we're gonna see? I don't think we're gonna see Visceral's game,
No.
but we're definitely gonna see something. Definitely.
Oh, yeah. Because they have a lot of games that
They got Visceral, Motive, Respawn, and I think one other company working on a Star Wars game. One of those is gonna be shown at E3 this year.
There is a VR experience.
Right. That's DICE. I don't know if they're going to show that.
I think they might show it, but it would be like under the table. It wouldn't be like a big deal at a conference or anything, because I think the VR experience is going to be a small deal.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll just get like DLC for Battlefield, or like
Battlefront.
Either DLC for Battlefront, or I don't know about a new Battlefront game. I don't know.
I don't think we're going to get a new Battlefront game. Or I mean, we'll probably get a Rogue One expansion pack.
Right, definitely.
But I think, one of those companies is going to say something. I mean, it might just be like a quick teaser or whatever.
It's possible.
Yeah.
I think that is definitely possible.
Mm-hmm. All right, sorry. Moving on. Ubisoft.
Ubisoft, Ghost Recon Wildlands, which I'm not too excited about.
Show us more. Prove to us that game is different from everything else you're doing.
I need to play it.
Yeah.
Because you can show me all of this. They showed us a lot in the last few trailers, and it just looks like a Ubisoft game. Mm-hmm. Just like Mirror's Edge,
Yeah.
Watch Dogs 2, of course. South Park.
Yes.
Whatever it's called.
The Fractured Butthole.
The Fractured Butthole. There it is. Butthole. The Fractured Butthole.
Yes.
Right. Which looks good. Square Enix. All of the Go stuff.
Yeah. All the Go stuff. Deus Ex Human Revolution. Deus Ex Mankind Divided.
Final Fantasy.
Final
stuff.
Fantasy 15, which I'm not gonna lie, that looks pretty good. For the first time, I'm like actually interested in a Final Fantasy game.
Marcus says Star Wars 1313. Tabby says I want Star Wars for 1313. I want Star Wars
We all
1313
do.
too. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Or if it does, it will not be rated M.
Yeah, if we get Star Wars 1313, it's not gonna be what they showed us all those years ago. Give me something completely new.
But I mean, that would have been so good.
Yeah.
They're stupid for not doing that, but they're not gonna do that.
Well, Square Enix has a lot of stuff actually.
Yeah, they have Deus Ex. Well, you just named
Yeah.
everything. The only thing we really care about is Deus Ex and Hitman.
Yeah. Yeah, they'll probably have more like Hitman stuff, like because that's episodic.
Maybe
now.
they'll release Hitman, a physical copy with all of the episodes.
They were planning on doing that. You know, I think they're up to their 3rd level right now, so they'll probably show what the 4th level is going to be.
I can't believe they thought that was going to be like the new thing.
It's Jim Sterling did an excellent video on that and like why they did that. It's go hunt that down.
And finally, the last thing that I have on here about E3.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that the convention is going to be open to the public next year?
No,
No?
no,
Why not?
I don't know. E3 is like known for being exclusive to the press and the games industry as a whole. So to open it to the public, if they opened it to the public, the I feel like the press would like boycott it.
Well, the thing is,
It's bad. Apparently, it's already like overcrowded.
it's a lot less crowded than
New
the
York
other
Comic Con,
conventions,
yeah.
but it is probably more crowded than it used to be.
Yeah.
I feel like they're letting more and more people in. A few years ago, I think in 2004, there was 600. I just read this. Somebody tweeted it. There was 600 companies there.
Yeah.
This year, there's 200. That's it.
It's getting smaller. E3 is getting smaller.
Well, it's getting
and
small.
smaller.
The companies going there are getting less and less.
Yeah.
The actual convention isn't getting small. The actual convention is getting bigger
In terms of people going.
in terms of people going. And now they have this thing called E3 Live, which is a separate event outside of the convention center for fans.
Right.
You register online for a free ticket and then you just go.
Yeah.
But the ticket's free because all of these companies are paying for it.
Yeah.
Because it's basically a giant advertising event. And that's why, that's why it's for press and it's mostly for free.
Unless they do something like Gamescom where, they have like 3 days of press day and then the rest of the week is all open to the public.
That would be
Do
super
something
smart.
like that. I mean, I just don't know because that's a lot of people.
Like Comic-Con, Thursday used to be the pro day or the media day, and then they just opened that up. That would be very smart. That's how they should do it.
Yeah.
I can't say, I only been going for I went the last 2 years, so I'm pretty new to it. So,
Yeah.
I mean, can't really say much. I will say that it's not as, I'm used to going to New York Comic-Con, and it's packed like crazy.
Yeah.
So, it's a lot better than that. And, even at PAX, the lines to play things are ridiculous. And at E3, the lines aren't that crazy.
Yeah.
Some of the bigger AAA stuff, the lines are pretty crazy, but most of it is pretty manageable. Except, I'd wait like 2.5 hours to play friggin' The Division. Then I played it and I was like, oh, God.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that they might open it up. And if they do, I don't want them to because for purely selfish reasons that I'm finally going to it. But I think it would be smart to have 1 or 2 press days
Yeah.
and then open it up to everybody. But I think that they put it behind closed doors to make it special and so that all these companies can spend extra time with the media. you know?
But now, like, everybody's the media.
That is
So-
true. I think last year was the first year they let a bunch of Twitch streamers in.
Yeah.
So last year it felt like it was just a regular convention because there was just like basically anybody could go. But it's true. Like normal people will give you better publicity than like a mob of normal people will give you better publicity than a news outlet in certain circumstances.
Plus, I mean, like, also because like all the companies are pulling out. Nintendo does Nintendo Directs like every few months.
Yeah, they're all
sort of
doing
like,
it digital.
Yeah, then they sort of like, and they announced all these games today. So like, E3 is, the intent of E3 is like slowly, not there anymore.
Do you have anything else to say about E3?
No.
Okay. Last thing is that J.K. Simmons is super buff now.
I just feel like we need to touch upon this because this is just as out of whack. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, actor J.K. Simmons, Academy Award winner J.K. Simmons, best known for being J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man movies, the Tobey Maguire, Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, is going to be Commissioner Gordon in visionary director Zack Snyder's upcoming Justice League movie. And much like everybody else in the Zack Snyder cinematic universe, he is unnecessarily ripped. Do you have the picture up?
Yeah, I sure do.
Look at those arms.
Now, this is what he normally looks like.
Yeah, that's what
He's still pretty ripped.
Yeah, no, he's still pretty. He's got like muscles and stuff. That's what he looks like in Whiplash. But then you scroll down and like, look at those veins, son.
Yeah, but he's working out here.
Yeah, he's like hardcore. Like, why? Like,
That's crazy. Commissioner
Gordon should not be, as jacked as Batman. Like, that's not Commissioner Gordon.
Nah, I think it's fun.
It's things like it's little things like this. That's just
in the comics, he's right now. He is ripped out of his face.
Yeah, right now, not traditionally.
Right.
You mean to tell me that this is going to set up robot suit Batman? They're going to do Commissioner Gordon is Batman?
I don't think it's that out of character for him to be ripped. This ripped, like look, he's got the weight in his hand there. In this picture, he's just like flexing.
Yeah, and you know what? That would be fine.
If you put weights in my hand, my
you scroll
veins
down
are
to
gonna be crazy.
You scroll down to the other one. It is clear he's got like more muscle mass.
He's also
on his arm.
old as hell. That's why
61 years old.
That's why that's why everything's just bulging.
Yeah, yeah, but no, because like, and people in the chat back me up here. You think of Commissioner Gordon, you don't think of like that much muscle. You think as like an average Joe type of guy. You think obviously he should work out. He's a cop, but not, he shouldn't be a weightlifter.
I have a feeling you're not going to see his muscles. He's going to be one of the
I don't know. Zack Snyder, films the male figure very erotically. Like, suspiciously erotically. He plays up all like the, the sexy women and all like the girls and like, look sexy and all that. But the way he films the dudes, I think he might be in the closet, not,
he just
be afraid to come out.
A good male figure.
So
I appreciate a good male figure.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with, good male figure, but, yeah.
Guys, queue up your comments or questions. Specifically about anything E3, any of the companies are doing, or just anything in general.
We're already at an hour and 8 minutes.
Yeah, we're getting out of here. From the last video, Jackie says Ape Escape E3 2016. What else? Do you think? Oh, it was Bato Scar HD asked, "Do you think Battlefield 1 is going to outsell Call of Duty Infinite Warfare?" I do not think that.
I do.
And people are gonna yell at me and call me an idiot and write all these nasty comments, but we'll see when both games come out this holiday season.
Yeah.
Who's going to outsell who? Because odds are way in Call of Duty's favor. No matter how many downvotes it gets, people are still going to buy that game. I'm not saying it's going to be better. I'm just saying it's going to sell more. Blah, blah, blah.
Seen a lot of people talking about there should be a Superman game come out. Yeah, that can work. You just need to know how to do it.
Unseen 64 on Did You Know Gaming channel.
Yes, they talked about Factor 5 Superman game.
That was a very good video.
Yeah.
Gavin Roberts says, I really hope Square says more about the Final Fantasy VII remake. I do too. I actually want to play that because it's supposed to be one of the best games ever in the world.
Yeah.
And that will
be they've been working on that game for like 20 years, so.
Victoria Fiorenz asks, are you stoked for the smoothies at E3?
I wouldn't know, Vicky. I've never been.
It's like a convention. They have them at Comic-Con, I think. It's like a convention smoothie. They're all right. You know, it's not like, you know. Crash, Alfred says. You must be new to the channel.
Justin, Will, are you still looking for a Duck Hunt Dog amiibo? We have them easily available in the UK. Yeah, everybody has them easily available except us. I mean, we have them easily available. Problem is, I have to buy it with all these assholes, and I don't want that.
How is this box, by the way? It's right in front of the air conditioning.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's holding up pretty well.
Oh,
Getting
yeah.
blown on all day. You know what I'm saying? It will.
Gross.
Oh, yep.
Seeing people bring up Telltale and all their games. We're gonna get news on Walking Dead season 3 that's gonna come out this year, and also their Batman game. They're gonna reveal more of that at E3. So,
Marcus wants a Rorschach or The Question detective adventure game.
that would be cool.
That would be cool. No one's gonna do that.
Yeah.
That would be cool. That you need to go to like an indie developer for that or something. Or you know, Telltale should do that instead of Batman.
Yeah, that would actually be better, I think.
I mean, I'm sure the Batman one's gonna be great.
Oh yeah,
But The Question or, you know,
Rorschach.
that'd be
More
good.
so the Question.
Yeah, The Question definitely, because
Yeah.
Rorschach, you don't want to screw with the
Yeah.
Watchmen.
They already
It's too
made a
much.
Watchmen game last gen. The End is Nigh, and it was garbage.
I thought you said it was like decent. Like 7 out of 10 decent.
No, it was
No?
more like
Was
a
it bad?
5 at best.
Okay.
It's
Wasn't it
just
only
very-
like $15 or something?
It was yeah, it's $15. It was 2 parts. It's just very generic and boring and bland.
Blah blah blah. Adam says sexual innuendos. I like this channel. Guys, I'd like to point out, if you want to get notified every single time we go live, you go to the YouTube channel. You can either do it on YouTube Gaming or on YouTube proper. And if you're already subscribed, on regular YouTube, you'll see a bell on your phone. Click the bell, and it'll notify you every single time we go live and every single time we post a video. If you go to YouTube Gaming, you can click the little plus sign and then click the bell, and it'll notify you every single time we go live, just so you can be here for Wolf Den Live. So there you go. You go to whatever app you want, YouTube Gaming or YouTube Regular, you click the bell. That way you get notified. And then you come here at 9 o'clock every single Wednesday, 9 o'clock p.m. Eastern time every single Wednesday. Or if you can't be here, or you're not here right now, listening to this, you could watch it on YouTube, the archived after, or you can listen to it on SoundCloud or iTunes or Google Play now.
Yep.
And leave a little comment there. Tell all your friends
Rate us 5 stars.
that we're handsome and we're good boys. Anything else? Anyone scared with Watch Dogs 2? Emmanuel says. Earlier, we talked about how we are very scared. Because Ubisoft is meh. And I also forgot that Mirror's Edge was not made by Ubisoft. And I'm very upset about that. What else? Let's have you a question. Why can't we get a new Star Wars game that's good? It's a burn.
Yeah.
Burn on
Battlefront.
But yeah, no, he's right.
I mean, I think we can get a new Star Wars game that's good. They just have to not EA it.
It's a
You
big
know?
problem that EA has the license now,
Yeah.
the exclusive license. But they need to just let them make a freaking game.
Actually, we are going to get a Star Wars game that's going to be good. It's called Lego Star Wars The Force Awakens.
That one's going to be great. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think that's it.
Yep.
Wait, Jonathan, if you go to E3, can you record the ceiling? Fine. I'll record the ceiling. I'll try to get it in one shot. Thank you guys for hanging out.
All right. Thanks for stopping by. Remember to do all the YouTube stuff, subscribe, and nonsense.
Next week, I don't know what's happening with the show. I will tweet about it. I will also set a reminder on YouTube, so you'll see it in your sub box. Or, again, click the little bell, and you'll know exactly when we go live. It will be on Wednesday. I just don't know when on Wednesday. Tentatively 9 o'clock. It might just be Will. But earlier in the day, like an hour or two before the new normal showtime, I'm gonna try to do it from E3. So I don't know. Gotta pull some strings there.
Yeah.
Thank you for hanging out.
Thanks
Watch
for stopping by.
watch our VOD stuff because that's where we cherish the most.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you guys later.
Yeah.
Most of you, I'll see you in the Twitter world. Oh, and after this, I'm gonna probably stream me drawing the thumbnail. Twitch.tv/Bobble. Okay, goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
See you all at E3.